Okay. Guess it's a little bit cinematic.
I've always wondered what that mascot's got in his hands. What's in the box?
Probably someone's dismembered head.
Murder has inflicted severe emotional trauma on me. I demand a room upgrade.
Really?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
I need to find Constable Keene.
She's with Dr. Goodnight. Oh, and the victim, of course. In the grand ballroom.
Didn't see the grand ballroom on my way in.
Oh, the ballroom's right behind the tower elevators. Swing a left or a right, then cut through the crowd of spectators. You can't miss it. The Grand Colonial front desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
We have some high-profile guests here. What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Oh, we get to hear. Okay. But did you know anything about Halcyon and Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Was she closer with some people than others?
Everyone wanted to be around Helen. She could usually be seen alongside Bertie or Woolrich, for obvious reasons.
Heard Black Hole Birdie was staying here.
Ah, Bertie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Bertie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
Helen's co-star, Woolrich. He have any reason to want her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolrich is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
Some gossip for now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I'm a freelance captain, changing the colony one high-stakes encounter at a time.
A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
The Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
What does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolrich gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
Anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health.
No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the
Who
hotel.
would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath a Rizzo's
Oh, there's
plant
sewers. You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door.
Oh, secret door!
Open.
Secret door, secret door,
But I'm
secret
sorry,
door.
Inspector. I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
That's enough.
If you're sure.
Let's check if my room is ready.
Of course. Allow me to just pull up your info. It looks like you'll be staying in our luxurious penthouse suite, vacated just recently. So recently that unfortunately the room's still being cleaned. I'm sure it'll be ready for you by the time
I
you've
wonder
examined
if
the crime scene.
the room
I
that's
believe
being
Constable
vacated
King
used
should
to
be waiting
belong
for you
to
in the grand
Helen.
Ballroom.
And that's the reason why it's so recently vacated and that she's left it out. I have a feeling that might be the case. Alright.
Welcome to the Grand Colonial. Please make yourself at home.
Concierge. Garden. Balcony, pool, water. Oh, the balcony's there, I think. Maybe. Okay. Well, let's just see. Now that goes right out to Eridanos again. Okay. That's also an exit.
With Halcyon Helen gone,
Ah, vending machines. Interesting, those are all sealed. Although I can probably just call the elevator down.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode.
Oh, would it really?
Oh dear. I'm sorry, but you don't seem to have a registered room key. If you've lost your key, why don't you pay the hotel concierge a visit? I'm sure she can get you a new one. Then you can come back, and I'll service all of your vertical needs.
Are you a... I'm guessing the elevator is a robot. Oh.
Black Hole Birdie's disappeared, you know. That poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Hi. How's it going?
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Constable Keen, nice to meet you. We spoke over the Aetherwave.
Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your
Dr.
various
Goodnight?
acquaintances and so on.
Okay.
Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
What do you have for me, Doc?
An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation.
Okay.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen
I like the
goods.
Dr. Goodnight.
Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Deterministic calculus? Looks like scope modifier with a computing device. What does it do?
I'm so glad you asked. Allow me to explain. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
That sounds strangely like scientism. Expecting the doctrine of the OSI to have any bearing on reality is quite an assumption.
Oh, goodness, no. I don't care for OSI doctrine. I just enjoy their math.
Got it. So it's a magnifying glass?
Yes. It's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
Oh.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Discrepancy amplifier. Half genius, half mad scientific mind of Dr. Goodnight, you've been granted discrepancy amplifier. Okay, be sure to equip it as a weapon slot. I see. Alright. Science weapon! It does 5 damage. Alright. E to analyze. Okay. Whoa.
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification?
Yeah. A human designed with a modular analytical system. What else can you do? Oh, I can't talk to him. Oh well. You can talk?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed to function as a helpful and perceptive aid to the enterprising inspector in the absence of a reliable deputy.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier.
Don't interrupt me.
The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
Let's get started. Tell me about this discrepancy.
This is a level of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee.
The unreleased Rizzo's plastic is brown, isn't it? What was she trying to spell the name of her killer?
This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information.
B could stand for anything spectrum. Why would she write Spectrum Brown instead of the name of her killer? What would be the point of that? Isn't Black Hole Birdie staying here?
Mr. Bertie Holcomb is indeed known to frequent places of leisure and hospitality, as rare as they are in Halcyon.
Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Anyone else I should know about?
Accessing guest database B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001.
Making a list for later.
This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved compliment. Splendid work, Inspector.
Thanks.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the Grand Ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Yeah.
Ah, I see you went to the Canid School of Detective Methods.
The dirt tastes earthy with faint woody and fruity undertones. Discrepancy can't fly for this footprint's making. That's the only thing you have on record.
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
Can you analyze the dirt?
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonial.
Good work, Amplifier.
This unit has been programmed to simulate gratitude. Thank you, Inspector.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress.
I mean, anyone could have done this.
You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Okay. I probably shouldn't steal that. I'm investigating you.
You think you're tough, waving that thing around?
Oh, sorry. Huh. For future information, that's all. That's the only reason I'm taking this. Well, that's locked. Not even a chance that I can unlock it. Anything over here? Oh, that's just like a back exit. Okay. Okay.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had the chance.
Staring at her won't bring her back, folks.
Well, I did not open that. Hello.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
My room ready?
Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy
It was
the suite up
Helen's
for you.
room.
Simply call the elevator in the lobby, and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Alright, that goes outside.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh.
An industrial-grade laxative has been added to the liquor in these bottles.
Ooh. Someone made someone poop. Severed head of Burbage, 2000. Torn first by penultimate active Titus Androidicus. Why, foolish Burbage, dost thou not perceive that Halcyon is but a wilderness of distance, and it's only through our citizens' vigilance that they will be caught? Report any and all suspicious behavior to your local constable. Having fought their way past numerous bandit ambushes and hostile auto-mechanicals, Halcyon, Helen, and Olympus Opal had found themselves on the gates of a distant hideout. "You're a fine partner, easily better than my last," said Helen, "but I dare say these fiends outrank your typical anti-establishment scum. Many of them were scientists before they deserted their corporations, whereupon they stole technology for their own nefarious purposes. I've seen their abominations, and they're more than a typical person can handle. You should return to your job and to the place where you're needed." "Though I know my work was valuable," Opal said, "I am still pleased that I was promoted to assist you in your quest to rid the galaxy of those who would threaten the colony's productivity. The two of us together will, I believe, be twice as effective in eliminating the enemies of the board." Helen did not respond, but instead bid her companion be silent, for she had seen the gates to the distant hideout were no longer shut. Someone, or something, had opened them. Hi.
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but it's been so long since I've chatted face to face that I about hopped out of my skin at the sight of you. Excuse me, I should introduce myself, though you might know me already, just not by name.
Oh,
I'm
she's the
Bellhop
elevator
Sullivan.
lady.
You've likely heard my dulcet tones through the elevator intercom.
Recognize your voice. Pleased to meet you in person.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. I'm glad to meet you too. Now that our introductions are out of the way, do let me know if I can help you with anything.
You said you operate the elevator, right? Can guests not press the buttons themselves?
Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right guests end up on the proper floors. We wouldn't want tossball players rubbing shoulders with CEOs. It'd be anarchy.
Would it?
Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. It's an extra effort, but the Grand Colonial prides itself on personalized service in all things. That and the elevator still works if I'm ever not around. I do take occasional breaks and sleep every so often.
So basically, it means people can take elevators to different floors if they feel like it. I'm just trying to see if this is actually relevant information or not, because it might not be relevant information. So I assume all the bellhops know each other. Any gossip about Norville?
Oh yes. Norville's great. Always ready to help any and all guests who might need it. And so handsome, too. His judgment sometimes leaves something to be desired, I will say. Kept badgering Halcyon Helen prior to her death about an autograph or something. A little beyond his station.
You know anything about the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was in the operator room for the elevator, as usual. The camera feed only allows me to see within the elevator, which always has many people coming through. For what it's worth, the murder was a right shame. I always
so the elevators
enjoyed
have
the serial
cameras.
starring Ms. Helen, though I did find them prone to repetitive plot structures. But I'm sure you've heard the rumor about what actually did her in. That marauders got into the hotel and management is covering it up so the guests don't run off.
Have marauders been a problem on Grand Colonial before?
Well, not necessarily.
So no.
But they're fairly prevalent on the other complexes. It wouldn't take much for them to find their way here.
So they are
claims they've got the problem
here.
under control, but I don't understand why they haven't simply gone and exterminated all of the marauders like the vermin they are. Oh, well, I'm just here to push buttons.
Goodbye. Okay, so... Interesting. There are marauders here, but they're on the other platforms, I guess. Right, I've already looked at this and there was laxative in that for some weird reason. That might be important for later. I mean, I guess it would have caused this lady to leave her workstation if she was, like, drinking something that, you know, would have had that. I don't know. Weird. Okay. Join us for the Profit of Profitability seminar. Huh.
We should try to solve the puzzle hedges in the orchards.
Puzzle hedges? What's this place? Just an upper floor area. Hello. Just trying to see if there's anything up here.
Oh, come on. Why is the lounge closed?
Ooh, amplifier replacements. In case of a careless inspector. I see. Anything in here of interest? Pep pills. Looks like an infirmary. Adreno. Adrena Time. Adrena Time is here, so obviously marauders are gonna be here. Dr. Goodnight, patient logs. Bosch, Hartford. Another case that bores me to drink. The ill-fated Byzantine of the hour thought it prudent to gorge himself on enough purple-berry wine to incapacitate a primal. He then attempted to reach the lobby by stairs rather than elevator and fell down 6 flights. Other mechanical servants broke his fall. He broke their servo mechanisms and will be billed accordingly. Fractures in left clavicle, right femur, parietal bone, ribs, more injuries than brain cells. I recommend replacing purple-berry round with Rizzo Spectrum Violent in order to appease Rizzo's company policy. Nina Han. Extreme excitability. Finally something a little different from the normal. Miss Han came in early today escorted by her sister. Apparently not long after arriving on Eridanos, the two of them went on a trip through the purple-berry orchards. Miss Han's sister visited the puzzle hedges but quickly became lost. When she eventually made her way out, Miss Han was nowhere to be found. Her sister claims that Miss Han returned to the hotel room several hours later but has been unusual ever since. Our sister described the patient as formerly sullen, morose, phlegmatic, and given to melancholia. Her demeanor had transformed into an unpleasant degree of levity and shocking enthusiasm towards everything. I suggest vast quantities of cheap alcohol. Huh. Okay.
I did not read about this kind of...
Oh, I can pick my way into here.
Easy does it. Easy.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
I have to look at everything. No? Okay. Well, I thought there was going to be something of interest here, but I guess not. Oh, hi, you again.
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
Did you know the victim?
Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but
Did I
I'm one of her biggest
ask him
fans.
this before?
Even started an association of
I can't
like-minded
remember.
individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terran Monarch reunion episode.
Were the newer serials that bad?
Of course! Budgets went up, but the writing quality chewed straight through the floorboards and free fell into Halcyon's son. I'm supposed to believe Helen would let the chief of the Savages go free? Just since he was revealed to be her half-cousin? He's a dissident! You kill him! I, like most fans, reckon this series should go back to its roots. Another 200 episodes of the Origins plotline is what we really want. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Curious about you. How'd you get to be a bellhop?
Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. Been shot at 35 times. That is, I've been near people who were shot
I've been
at
shot,
35
actually
times.
shot
But
much
to
more
be
than you
honest,
have.
I never really enjoyed it, you know? It's one thing to tightrope walk between life and death every day, but for just a handful of bits? Nah. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from sublight to slug. I ain't ever looked back.
Got any good stories? Sure you've seen a lot of people coming and going.
Stories? Huh. Actually, I think I got a couple now that you mention it. Had a basket case visit from Fallbrook once. Almost took a swing at me when I tried to take his bag. Turned out to be full of live sprats. We charged
I
him
met that
extra.
guy. How's it different with Slug from working with Sublight?
Well, Slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where Sublight is all about back alleys and backstabbing. Slug can be trusted not to salvage your ship when you turn your head.
Okay. Thought Slug and Sublight didn't engage much. How do you move from one to the other?
Well, Slug is something like an offshoot of Sublight. It ain't too difficult to pivot from one part of the same company to another. Disconnects or no. That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty.
Did something bad to make tracks, eh? I know the feeling.
I mean, yes, but I still earned Sublight a hell of a lot of bits. Basically, I singled out a ship to salvage that I thought had been out for use for years. As it turns out, it belonged to a wealthy Byzantine who used it only to vacation.
Ooh.
As it so happened, I still don't think she tried to use it, too satisfied with the luxuries of Byzantium. Still, I figured it was a good time to turn tail, in case that ever changed.
So they stole someone's vacation home, who never even used it anyway. Other questions. Can I ask you a question about the crime scene? More details about how you came across the body.
Sure, I'd taken to checking the barroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period.
Only 5 hours of sleep.
Thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling?
Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It'll be our secret.
What? No. Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day.
Other questions?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing?
Yeah, when doing the breathing and the heartbeat and all
No,
that.
of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
I think we both know that you're itching to gossip.
Honestly, you're more than a little right. I've been burning at the britches to share my theories. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. A little on the suspicious side, I think. Seemed especially strange, seeing how, as far as I was aware, the two didn't get on.
Let's see with the profitability. Is she a guest?
Yep. Gives seminars on increasing profit margins and the like. Can't say much else, seeing how I ain't in the gossip market.
Why didn't Helen and the Prophet get along?
As far as I can recall, Helen dismissed the lady's seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. The top rungers are always ready to read between the lines of famous folks and seem to think the Prophet was on her way out. Woman lost a ton of bits and is set to lose more.
I mean, Helen just said that she didn't pay attention to her, not that she didn't like her. They manufactured that problem.
I hope all that helped.
Got any idea
I'd
who
like
might
to be
have
as
wanted...
useful as I can in the investigation. I just didn't want to steer anyone the wrong way.
Got any idea who might wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Alright, goodbye.
Hello there, my inordinately... Oh, you're the one who visited me. Hello again. Thanks so much for brightening my day. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor.
Oh, penthouse suite then.
Next up, the finest seat in the house.